Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to... That went off a lot faster than I thought it was going to. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's July 1st, 1999.
Yeah, 4th of July is coming.
Yeah, it is. 4th of July is coming.
What the fuck?
Fireworks are getting fat.
There are no good 4th of July
Please
songs,
put
are
some
there?
matches in the old man's hat. You know what the 4th of July song is? It's, oh, say, can you see?
Right.
That's a 4th of July song. It's all about America's birth. You know, I had I dated someone that was like, hey, don't...
You had someone, huh? You had them? That's awesome.
We
in
were
your pockets?
We were in Canada. No, in her pocket. We were in Canada, and she was like, hey, how come Canadians don't celebrate 4th of July?
Wow.
Yeah.
How pretty was she? Because she had to be pretty impressive looking.
She was pretty impressive looking.
Yeah.
She's the one that also said, we went over to Canada, and she was like, oh my God, gas is so much cheaper here in Canada. And Canadian money's not worth as much as American money, right? Why doesn't everyone just come here to get gas? And I go, they use the metric system. And she's like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, that price is not per gallon of gas. It's per liter of gas. She was like, what's a liter? And I was
Oh, my God.
I said, do you know what a 2 liter of Coke is? It's half of that.
Right, and a gallon versus a gallon of milk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I think there's 4 liters or 4.5 liters in a gallon or something like that. If you do the math, it's about the same.
Yeah, she sounds special.
She also said, last thing that she said, she says to me, that song, Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, was on, every little thing she does is magic. Everything she do just turn me on. You know that song?
Yes.
And she's like, you know who sings this song? I go, The Police. And she goes, oh, well, do you know who redid this song? And I was like, no, because I had no idea that the song was ever remade. And she goes, Sting.
Oh, dear God.
I was like, that could have been because he was the lead singer of The Police and wrote the song.
Wow.
Anyway, so we're not here to talk about my pretty dumb...
Your stroll down bimbo lane. No, we're not here for that.
We're here to talk about 90210 and a new set of bimbos. We got Noah. We got Matt. We got Kelly. We got Gina.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like Steve's the biggest bimbo of them all.
In this episode, yeah. Well, in most episodes, yeah.
It's like just what they've decided to do to him, though.
Oh, Steve.
I want the Steve that was with Claire. I want him back.
All Steve cares about is sex. The sensitive Steve? Soft-talking Steve?
Ever since Claire left the show, he's been, just awful.
Well, they've relegated him to the comic relief role. That's his role in the show.
But it was better when he was with Claire.
Yeah, I agree. Yes,
he had more
meaningful storylines.
Yeah.
Yes, he felt like a fleshed out character and not a caricature of himself.
And the thing is, it's not like Ian Ziering can't act. I mean, he's okay actor at least. He's not bad.
Decent.
So use him. I mean, some of these people cannot act. He's not one of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some, not to name any names, but there's some people that struggle.
Donna. But,
must be nice the producers are dad.
Yeah, her dad is the producer, so.
Anyway, so where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Steve?
Sure.
Soft talking Steve.
Steve and Janet are interviewing psychics.
Not interviewing. He's firing the psychic. He's like, your predictions aren't crazy enough. They're not wacky enough. You're fired. And she's like, you want wacky predictions? You're not going to be able to perform as a man, and you're going to be dressed in pink.
And he's like, I never wear pink.
I would never wear pink. And as soon as that happens, you're like, Okay, well, obviously he's gonna not be able to fuck Janet, and he's gonna wear pink at some point.
Right. So, as the episode goes on, it doesn't even take long to get there. Like,
No.
he's apologizing to Janet because he couldn't get it up the night before.
Seriously, the guy's like 22 years old. Like,
Well, the idea is the psychic got into his head.
I understand that the psychic got into his head.
Ha.
I get that. But, like, speaking of head, Janet couldn't, like, help him out? I mean, you start something like that, it doesn't, like, I'm sorry, if you're 22 years old with those hormones fucking going, there is not enough of yips in the world to get you not going the way you want to go.
What's a yip?
The yips.
What's that?
It's a sports term. It's like performance anxiety, basically. If you got the yips, then you start making errors and stuff like that. If you're a baseball player or whatever, ball gets hit to you, and all of a sudden you're in your own head and you're thinking about it too much, and you're like, oh fuck, and then you fuck up the play instead of just letting your body do what it naturally does, because for years you've just practiced and trained it to field a ground ball. But if you get the yips, it's no good. Breaks everything down.
So he has these sexual yips.
He
And
does.
I believe he's got to be at least 24.
Okay, he's 20. What if he's 24? I mean, how many 24-year-old guys can't get it up?
I don't know. I mean, does he drink? Like,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know. But then he comes out of the bathroom, like, dancing like an idiot, talking about,
I'm gonna be able to fuck you tonight.
or no, how he's best in the morning.
Yeah, Steve in the morning.
Yeah. What a freak. Anyway.
Hard cock in the morning, Steve, they call him.
And he's wearing pink boxers because he mixed his reds and his whites.
Yeah.
And Jan's like, it's okay.
Segregate your colors.
You just made a laundry mistake. But what?
A laundry mistake. It's so funny to me.
But obviously, like, now the lady's prediction came true. I don't even know why he had to be wearing pink for him not to realize. Like, he should have realized when he couldn't perform.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the psychic.
He should have hired her right away. Hired her back right away.
Yeah.
But instead he doesn't. Instead he goes to the doctor
Which
and
is
wants a Viagra.
Ridiculous. Like, it's obvious what happened.
They do some tests, and the doctor's like, I don't know what fucking tests they're doing to see if he can get hard or not.
Maybe they were testing his testosterone level or his sperm count.
Yeah. But the doctor's like, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what should I do? Try jazz. He says. Works for me. And he's like, no, I need something chemical. And he's like, well, take this then. And he writes him a prescription for, obviously, placebos.
I wonder, like, what it says on the bottle.
I don't know. Hard on or something like that.
I mean, it's sugar pills, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Steve just doesn't understand, like, what glucose is.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so he thinks that he's gotten erection pills, even though the doctor flat out told him he wasn't going to give him erection pills.
He's not a candidate for them.
So, whatever. So then he's like, I can fuck you, Janet.
Look
I
at my
took
cock.
pills.
Like it's filmed the way this shot is framed is like midsection up, but he's like, look, Janet. And he's like clearly thrusting his crotch at her, even though we can't see it. And she's like, oh, there's your penis. And he's like, yeah, we can fuck. And then he's like, but wait, what if it doesn't last? What if it starts to go soft in the middle? Like they mix up sexual dysfunctions here because he's like, what if it stops prematurely? I've never been premature in my life. That's not premature ejaculation is different than impotence.
Yeah, then losing your erection. But so yeah, he's all in his head, and then does he call the doctor, or the doctor calls him?
Doctor calls him. He's like, I need more pills, doctor. And he's like, it's sugar.
Yeah, it's a
You
placebo.
idiot.
So then
He's like, I never needed the pills the whole time.
like, so then he calls the psychic and hires her back.
Actually, it's even stupider than that now that I think about it. The doctor calls as he's giving the psychic her job back.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll triple your salary. And like he writes her a check or whatever. And she's like, and the doctor's like, he's like, wait, sugar pills? So it was all in my head the whole time? Like he didn't realize that that's what was going on? And then the psychic like gets the fuck out of there before he can fire her again, I guess. But he's like, "Oh, you stopped the check on that, Janet's like, stop payment on the check. She'll never see that coming." But like, she would have, because she correctly predicted shit. Like, is this woman supposed to be really psychic or not?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible that she was just fucking with his head and fucked with his laundry.
I was going to say, did she mess up the laundry?
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's stupid. It's a stupid plot that does nothing and means nothing. Yeah. And that's what they do with Steve.
Yep.
So, I guess we could talk about David.
David, okay. David marrying the
Russian.
Illegal. She's not Russian. Jesus Christ. To the fourth time you've said that.
I don't know why.
She does not sound Russian.
She looks Russian.
You have no ear for accents at all.
But she looks Russian, right?
David.
Don't you think?
No. She looks Costa Rican.
Venezuelan.
Yeah, she's from Venezuela.
Okay.
But she looks Costa Rican.
Here's what I don't get. Okay.
Dos vidania, David.
They're taking all these. Well, first of all, they consult with Matt.
Yeah, for some reason.
For his legal advice on this scam.
Matt, we want to defraud the government, and you're a lawyer. Can you help us?
So he explains to them what the penalties are if they get caught, and how it all works. And
David can get deported back to Venezuela as well somehow.
No, but she could get deported and not able to return.
It's fraud, is what it is, and. Yeah, Matt's like, but I don't understand why it has to be fraudulent anyway, because like you pointed out, they are dating. Like,
yeah,
it's not like they don't know each other, like they've kissed, Yeah,
they like each other. I thought they were getting married for real. It didn't occur to me when they said they were going to get married, like, oh, this is to scam the government. Like, I don't know why we even went in that direction. And like,
yeah.
So they're coming up with all this fake shit then to show the... whatever, immigration workers.
They want to have a pattern of, like, relationship or whatever, but it's like they can't have a whirlwind romance. The immigration people will be like, oh, that's not possible.
Right. I mean, that's silly.
So he sets up this studio with all these different, like, backdrops and everything. He's like, well, don't worry, we'll shoot it really close, we'll crop it correctly or whatever. But it looks stupid.
Yeah.
Like, at one point, they're supposed to be on a trip to Egypt, and it's like, it's the fakest looking fucking camel and pyramid background ever. Like, I have seen matte paintings way better looking than that, whatever the fuck they used.
Yeah, and like, Dylan's looking at it at one point, he's like, what is this? Like, I really thought he was going to, like, help them, but I guess they just wanted to show that, no, it's not just us.
He helped them. It
looks like shit.
He helped them in one way.
Yeah. Which way was that?
By breaking them up.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah.
He's the one that talked to her or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't even know exactly what he said to her.
No, it all happened off screen, which is great.
That annoys me. They do that so much. We have time for Steve and his stupid pink boxer shorts, but we don't get to see the conversation between Dylan and the Venezuelan.
Right. Oh, what's funny, too, is I don't know if they're trying to hint at, like, maybe there's something between David and Donna still, but he goes to Donna and he's like, hey, I need a dress.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, because we're getting married. And she's like, what? You're getting, like, she was pissed.
Oh, yeah. She was not happy about that news.
And fucking Noah just, like, he looked like he was so happy, but he was, like, so clueless as to, like, that Donna was not happy about this.
Yeah, there was all this subtext between her and David, and she's like, as long as you're happy, and, like...
And they just pan over to Noah, and Noah's just got this stupid smile on his face.
Like, she even asked David, like, do you love her? Yeah. And he's like, I don't know. I think so. And she's like, you think so, but you're not sure?
Yeah. Great way to get married.
Right. So, I mean, she's obviously very jealous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they should get her and David back together. I kind of hate that they're not together.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
They're just going to keep fucking us around.
Apparently, yes.
But yeah, so they go through all this work to create this fake, like, relationship history. They take fake wedding pictures, even though they're going to get married.
Yeah, I didn't understand any of this. And a fake honeymoon.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
And they haven't even been married. Like, take pictures at your actual wedding, even if it's at City Hall, and then like be like, we couldn't afford a honeymoon or whatever, because like I think David's the only one of them that doesn't have any money.
Yeah.
And then, you know, be honest. Like, I just don't get it. But Matt was like, oh, you've got to, you know, prove that you've had this relationship and all this stuff. So, like, I don't know.
I also think Matt was probably wrong about that because he doesn't seem like a great lawyer.
Well, I mean, he like you pointed out before, he can't know all the stuff he's supposed to know.
Yeah. But so what's his name? Dylan has a conversation with her. And he's basically like, oh, you know, this isn't right or whatever. Like, it's not good. And David's never going to back down from this or whatever. But this is not right. You know, you shouldn't get married.
Off screen. The only reason we know this is because they're having a party at Dylan's house.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, at the Walsh house.
It's at the Walsh house. I don't know for what.
Yeah. But at the Walsh house, they're having this get together, and they were gonna like announce that they were getting married, but then said they're announcing they're not getting married.
But everyone already knew they were gonna get married,
right?
And he's like, "Oh, you guys, like, you know, might not know this, but we were gonna get married," and everyone's like, "Yeah, we all knew that."
Yeah. And
he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, because you were in scenes where I talked about it." But what you might not know is that we're not gonna get married now. And they're like, "Yeah, we all know that." It was so dumb.
It was, but the only reason we know is because at this get together, Dylan and the Venezuelan have a quick exchange of words where she's like, "Thank you for telling me how David really feels," and then we're not getting married. So like we're making assumptions about what actually was said. How would he even know how David really feels?
I don't know.
I want to know what he fucking said.
And she said she's going back to Venezuela, and she's going to reapply for her visa to come back. And she's like, so I'll be back, although I don't think we're ever going to see her again.
Yeah.
And she's like, so keep David's virginity intact while I'm gone.
And then everybody laughs.
And it's like, is that a joke? Like, does she think he's a virgin?
They haven't had sex.
Well, yeah, I know. It's like, I don't get this. Is she making a joke and everyone's laughing, or like... What happened after? Because they just go to credits. It's like, Did she just look around the room and was like, what's so fucking funny?
He had a threesome is what's so funny.
Yeah. With two women named Mary.
So, that's David and their stupid storyline.
Yeah.
Gina, Kelly, Dylan, and Matt all have some fucked up shit going on.
Yeah.
So there's...
Does anything happen with Donna and Noah? Not really, right?
No. It's mostly just overlapping with David, I think.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, she closes the shop at one point, but I don't think anything really happens there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything's really going on with her.
So... There's some rock star that supposedly Kelly's in love with, like, been talking about.
Well, Gina too.
Forever.
Yeah.
And Gina as well.
Something younger.
Yeah. I don't
Curtis know. Younger. Garrett Younger.
He's made up.
Yeah. Pretty sure he is, yeah.
But yeah, so both of the women want to win this, like, prize of getting to meet him.
There's a raffle where you get to meet him.
So... Dylan is drawing names, which that's weird to me.
He owns the club now.
So, yeah, okay. So he fixes it. Which, you know, I'm thinking about it, like, there's this community theater. Mm-hmm. Like, although, see, they do it right with the raffle tickets, where they have, like, actual numbers. So I guess you can't fix it when you do that.
No.
That's why they do that.
You don't know whose number is what, yes.
He's just pulling fucking names. So he sees whose name it is, goes, scrunches it up, and says Kelly Taylor.
Yeah.
And somehow Gina knows that he didn't pull Kelly's name. I don't know how... Like, he could have pulled Kelly's name. I don't know why he acts like he fixed it and everybody assumes he fixed it. Kelly...
Did you not mix... You missed the beginning, I guess. The very beginning.
I guess I did.
Because Noah comes up to Gina and he's like... Oh, fucking, you love this guy, this younger guy. And she's like, yeah, ever since I was a kid, I loved him. And he's like, well, the fix is in. You're going to win this contest.
Oh.
And then Dylan pulls the name and says it's Kelly because he like has a short conversation with her right before he pulls the name. And is like, oh, yeah, you love this guy. You've been talking about him forever or whatever. And so then he lies. This is awful, by the way. This is just fucking rich white people just getting what they want always.
Right.
It's fucked up. Whoever Lynette or whatever, the name that he pulled, like, she got fucked over.
Yeah.
I want to see her.
Right.
But anyway, I want to see her story. But
she went home and cried and wrote in her diary.
so Gina's all pissed, and Noah's like, "What the fuck? I told Gina you were gonna root for her." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that she liked him or whatever." And so Gina's all pissed off, and she's like, "Yeah, he fixed it. He could have fixed it for anyone, but he fixed it for you."
Yeah.
So Matt, you should be really upset about this too. Like, we should all be upset because they obviously love each other.
Now, I wouldn't jump to the conclusion that just because he was like pulling her name, that he, wants her. Now, with all the information we have that they recently had sex and he's obviously still in love with her.
Yeah.
Sure. But like, I don't think that Matt or Gina would necessarily jump to that conclusion.
Well, and here's the thing too. Like, well, Gina obviously does, and she just highly suspects that they cheated.
Yeah.
Which comes out later too, that she has these suspicions. But here's the thing: this guy is supposed to be like some hot fucking rock guy and everything like that. And it's like, maybe if I was in Gina's shoes, it's hard to imagine being a woman, but if I was in Gina's shoes, I might think like, oh, he said Kelly's name because he is jealous. He doesn't want me around this hot rock star I had a crush on or whatever. Because it's like they both seem to have a crush on this guy. Mm-hmm. And it's like, if he really wanted Kelly, then why would he be like, here, fucking hang out with this hot rock guy?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, especially considering what happens.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
So Gina, being the sneaky bitch that she is, steals Kelly's like date or meeting or whatever.
The limo shows up to take her to the guy's fucking hotel room. Apparently, that's the hanging out thing too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird.
You're in a raffle to be delivered to this guy's hotel room. And so she just lies and says she's Kelly Taylor, and they don't ask for any ID or like confirm it in any way. Just like, whatever, the fucking hottest chick that says she's Kelly Taylor, take her.
Yeah, get in here.
And so she takes her to the hotel room. She's like, "Hi, I'm Kelly Taylor," and stuff. Kelly misses out on it.
And he like kind of like almost like grabs her and pulls her in his room. Like, there's a definite, like, it looks like they're about to start like making out, which it seems like probably happened because.
Well, yeah. Dylan shows up.
Well, no. First, they have the concert at the club.
Yeah, that's true. He jumps. You remember that fucking drug addict that painted the mural or whatever at the Peach Pit that Kelly was dating? Well, this guy just fucking jumps through it and ruins it. The Peach, he jumps through to have the concert.
Are you serious?
Yes, he does.
Oh, wow. I did not realize that. I mean, you said it when we were watching and I still didn't get it.
And then he just starts playing. But yeah, they have the concert, and then she goes with him afterwards.
Yeah, like, she and Kelly exchange words because Kelly's pretty pissed. Mm-hmm. And Dylan...
She's like, "I'll put a good word for you," or whatever.
And Dylan says some shit to her, too. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, whatever, I'm going with him. Mm-hmm. And she leaves again, goes off with the rock star.
Yep.
And Dylan goes to his hotel room.
The next morning.
Yeah.
Because he's like... He knocks on the door, and the guy's like, what the fuck? What do you want? I've trashed your club or whatever. And he's like, "You didn't bring your date home last night." And he goes, "I don't think she had a curfew."
And she just steps out of the bathroom in a robe.
Yeah, she's been in the shower.
Yeah. And Dylan's like, "Get dressed. We're leaving." And she's like, "No."
Yep.
She's like, "I want to stay and use the spa."
And the guy's like, the rock guy's like, "Hey," and he goes to do something, and Dylan just fucking slams the door, like opens the door wide and like hits the guy with the door.
Yeah, knocks him out. So crazy. And she's like, "You can't just do that." He's like, "I just did," or I can, or whatever. Like, and I guess that's just like, I'm a millionaire and I'm a white guy and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, apparently, and I guess the guy didn't sue him or whatever. Like,
I mean, I don't know.
When he woke up,
I was gonna say I don't know if he realized who he was, but he did because he mentioned about the club, so he knows who he was.
So she's like, "Look, we're fucking leaving. Let's go." And she's like, "I'm not leaving. Get out of here. I'm staying."
Yeah.
And so Dylan leaves, And then later, she shows up sitting on the bed at his place.
Yeah, when he goes home, she's at his house just sitting in his room. It's kind of weird.
And
she doesn't live there.
And he's like, what the fuck? Like, whatever. They start arguing. I don't remember exactly everything that's said. I was so confused by all of this. But, like, I don't remember exactly what was said, but at one point she, like, slaps him and she's like, I hate you. And he goes, like, I hate you more or whatever. And she slaps him again and she's, like, gonna leave. He grabs her and stuff. And she was like, oh, I don't know why you couldn't fucking, like, I want me and why couldn't I be enough or whatever and stuff like that. And they're just arguing. And then he, like, grabs her and then they just start making out.
Yeah, well, he slams her into the wall and they start making out. Like, I mean, like, it's very violent, the whole thing.
And then they fuck.
And then they're, like, all nice and feeding each other fucking strawberries and, like, everything's good. And
she's like, did you, she goes, nothing happened, by the way.
Which is a lie!
I can't believe that.
There is no fucking way she didn't have sex with that guy.
Yeah, like...
What were they doing all night?
Yeah.
Why was she in his shower?
Yeah, what were they doing all night? Why was she taking a shower? Like, seriously, you expect me to believe that this fucking rock star that has women throwing themselves at him hung out with her and they just talked or whatever and he was like, oh, you can spend the night. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck that. He would have just kicked her out. He would have been like, okay, fine, leave then. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to find some other women. But, yeah, I don't believe her at all. But she's like, oh, we didn't have sex or whatever. And he's like, good. And she's like, you don't have any questions? Like jealous questions, boyfriend questions, blah, blah. He goes, no. And she's like, what? And he's like, when you get the answer that you want to hear, just stop,
Just accept it and let it go.
And then she's like, did you ever cheat on me? He goes, nope. And she's like, not even with Kelly? And in Mexico, he's like, nope. And she's like, she starts saying something else. He goes, no. And he's like, just take the answer, or whatever.
And
like
let it go.
What he just said. And she's like, okay, fine, letting it go. So I think she slept with the rock star. And I think she knows he's lying about Mexico. And they're just both going to let it go.
Yeah, she got her revenge sex, and now they're going to start over.
That's what I think, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, at one point she was like, when they're yelling, she's like, react to, like, care, like, basically, because he wasn't reacting enough for her. He came and knocked the guy out.
Yeah, no shit, that's a pretty big reaction.
But she doesn't feel like that was big enough.
I guess not.
He assaulted the guy. But whatever.
Yeah.
So I really was hopeful because Matt and Kelly also have an argument earlier in the episode.
Yeah, because Matt's filming a commercial. Kelly's helping Matt film a commercial for his law thing. And he's like, do you need a will? Have you been wronged? Call Matt. I'll help you.
It's awful.
And then they do another commercial where he looks like a fucking shyster. He's in a cream-colored suit with a gold tie.
And his hair's all spiked up.
And he's got, like, fake tanner on or whatever. And he's like, I'm Matt, fucking lawyer. Why you need somebody? I'm on your side. And whatever.
And
it's a stupid commercial.
And she's like, that's the Matt I know and love.
Yeah,
and he's like, but that's not me.
That's the one I want. You'll get the lawyer. And he's like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah. So he's pissed. They get in a fight. And I'm thinking maybe they're going to break up. I thought that Dylan and Gina would break up.
Yeah, and then Dylan and Kelly would get together.
But no. Everybody fucking makes up. Later at this party, she and Matt make up. She's like, no, Matt, you're the one I want. And I sent in the other commercial that you made.
I sent in the boring commercial.
The shitty commercial. It's not good. There had to be a middle ground. Yeah. Like I said, the first commercial, he does not smile once. He has dimples. You don't waste dimples. You're making a commercial. Smile.
Do you feel like doing the show when no one can see me? Am I wasting my dimples?
Yes. Every day.
But you can see them.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I love them. Just saying, if we made a commercial, you'd smile and show off your dimples.
I would try, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they make up. I want him gone. I want Noah gone. I kind of want Gina gone at this point. Like, I'd like to go back to the originals.
Yeah, I think that, like we said, next season's apparently going to be the last season. And I kind of wanted to strip it back to just the whoever's left of the original cast.
Yeah, David and Donna, and Kelly and Dylan,
and Steve.
and I mean Steve can have Janet because there's nobody else.
Right.
But I'm not even sure if I like her.
Janet?
She's not fleshed out enough.
No, she's fine though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, for what they're doing with his character at this point, I guess she's fine.
Yeah. I think that's it, huh?
I guess. Yeah.
That's all. Like the Kelly and Matt stuff's really small, and it's really only in service of the bigger storyline of Dylan and Gina, and I guess what's his name, David, and his Russian slash
Venezuelan.
Yeah, Guatemalan or whatever.
Venezuelan. I know I keep calling her Russian, but I do remember that it's Venezuela.
Yeah.
So.
But that is the episode for the week, everyone. Carol, tell people where they can get their own mail order bride.
You can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.